Hello and welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. Coach Javier Mendez recently made an appearance on Mike Perry's podcast. I didn't even know that Mike Perry had a show/podcast. Obviously, he spoke about many things that include Khabib Nurmagomedov and the potential of Khabib, the untapped potential. At that time, at least. We're going to talk about Coach Javier Mendez comments. Before getting started, make sure to like, subscribe, click that notification to get all of this that is new. From this channel, your channel, the one and only MMA Vision Analysis. Coach Javier Mendez obviously spoke about many things on the Mike Perry interview, when obviously Mike Perry was hosting Coach Javier Mendez. Obviously, you hear about Islam Makhachev having the ability to climb up to 170, perhaps even capture that title. Coach Javier Mendez goes as far as saying that Khabib not only had the power to go up to 170, but 185. He did stop at light heavyweight, though. He said light heavyweight, not so sure about that. Generally speaking, his reasoning is obviously the things that were happening in the gym behind the scenes. Look, prime Khabib, I would say, okay, sometimes you even look at the contenders that fight at 170. Khabib at 5'10", Islam are probably 5'11" or 6 foot. Those guys are actually considered to be, I'm not going to say small, but most certainly on the shorter end of the spectrum when it comes to 170, let alone 185, right? I know Islam's also dabbled with the idea, but Coach Javier, when he said it, obviously we're talking about a retired fighter in the form of Khabib Nurmagomedov here, but Coach Javier has a lot of belief, at least in Khabib during those times, the Khabib of back then, to have conquered not only the welterweight division, but the middleweight division as well. Like I said, I don't know what happens behind the scenes, but there are guys that fight at welterweight and middleweight that are around the same height as Khabib. Joaquin Buckley obviously is probably 5'10". I want to say the champion of the division, Bilal Muhammad, is probably around 5'10", maybe 5'11". But middleweight, I have trouble believing that, just because those guys are so big. You're talking 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", sometimes even bigger, and ginormous torsos. Really, by the time the fight unfolds, those guys are light heavyweights. Obviously, we are talking about perhaps the most dominant fighter ever, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Those are Coach Javier Mendez's words. And obviously, Coach Javier knew something that, we don't know. Obviously, you watching the guy in sparring sessions or what have you, I'm pretty certain they had middleweights and light heavyweights and welterweights training with Khabib. So his confidence, I'm pretty certain that it stems from somewhere. And that's watching the guy day in, day out inside of the gym, just doing what he does. If you made it this far, appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe for more.